It was so bad, you guys. I'll probably share a picture right here. We couldn't get a good photo. It's always nice to make a connection with somebody. So, where do I start? Welcome to my channel. My name is Christina. I wanted to share this video recap of like last year. It was, and like every year I just feel like it flies by so fast, but last year was God, what was last year? It was just so hectic, but I mean great, just all kinds of moments mixed in together, you know, good and bad, and challenges and struggles. But anyway, let's get into the video. So last year I got COVID when I was pregnant in January. Wasn't that bad actually. I didn't get like crazy symptoms. My body responded okay. Yeah, going into February, March, and then April, it was a very quick labor. I had him like within the, I think 3 to maybe 4 or 5 hours after being admitted at the hospital. So it was a very quick labor and delivery. I mean, it was very fast. Everything went smoothly. We were able to go home, I think like within a day or two. Guys, I'm gonna have to make a whole like video about this. At the time I was breastfeeding my daughter, who was, how old was she? About 1.5 years? She was about 1.5 years. About 1 year and 7 months. I decided that I wanted to continue breastfeeding her. I didn't want to wean her off completely, you know, because I really wanted to breastfeed her until she was 2 years old. Then my son came and I was breastfeeding both. So tandem feeding is a thing. I didn't know tandem feeding your newborn and your firstborn is pretty common. I didn't know it was until I was at the hospital. It was actually, you know what, I'm not going to get into that. Tandem feeding, that's a whole nother video. I want to do that separately. So anyway, so I was breastfeeding both my babies. That was wild, you guys. Like, I wasn't ready. It wasn't what I expected. Ugh. Everything happened the way that it did, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm so happy that I was able to breastfeed both. But anyways, going into the summer, baby bonding, going back to work in August, you guys, in August. I go back to work.
And then I come out positive with COVID. Like, what?
I got COVID again, August of last year, and I'm smiling because I can't believe that I went through all that. Like the other day I was reflecting about last year, and it just all happened so fast. Thinking back about it, and I was like, oh, we went through that. Like I went through that with my babies and my partner, you know. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, I had like 2 weeks off, so I felt as if I didn't really come fully back to work. Y entonces, you guys, it was the worst. Like that, like I have some recordings, and oh my god, I don't know if I'll share them with you guys. Maybe I will, but if I do, you'll see it right here. COVID quarantine. See, I would.
Yeah.
I'll put the back right here. Oh, it's okay, Mom. Tagare! Arda? Good job.
I felt the chills first, and then I just started to like get the watery eyes. Like, ugh, it was terrible. And I was trying so hard to protect my babies, you know, pero obviously like they got it too, and they got very sick. Oh, so heartbreaking, honestly, to see them like that. So my son, being born in April, got COVID in August. We just got through it all together, and it was a nightmare. Like, I don't even want to relive that again. It was so bad, and there was nothing that could have been done, you know. Like, we just had to let it just pass. pobrecito de los babies, you know, like they were so little, and my son especially, teniendo los dos babies and then going through the pandemic still, you know, where like everyone's still getting COVID here and there, where people don't get it bad, but then other people do. So that happens in August, and then I go back to work. Then my daughter's birthday, you know, I don't think we did anything like big. Yeah, no, we did it. Un pastelito, you know, and some family. Y después, then we went into the holidays. So come October, I usually do all the decorating, but this time, all last year for the holidays, my boyfriend was the one taking out all of like the decorations, and he was the one who decorated. Yeah, October, we didn't go trick-or-treating. We didn't want to. We just got matching pajamas. I'll probably share a picture right here. We couldn't get a good photo. Like, it was kind of all over the place, and we didn't have like a background. Didn't even have like a whole setup. But anyway, there's a picture, and our dog is right there too, Blue. So that night, oh my God, that night, you guys, my daughter was the first one to show signs of getting sick. It hit her hard. She like couldn't sleep. She just started to get very like dehydrated. Pobrecita, like I felt so bad for her. Like, I did take her to the ER, her and my son, because my son ended up getting sick too. They had like this really bad cough. We had the humidifier on. We had the heater on a little bit because it still wasn't that cold. So anyway, the humidifier was on all night, if not all day and night. Pero so I took him to the ER two times, you guys, 2 times. We were there twice, and they just told me the same thing, you know, oh, it's just regular cold, like just take him home, fluids, you know, rest. We just waited it out. We just went with the flow. We did whatever we were able to do to, you know, to offer them honey for my daughter, you know, because of the throat, coughing, and for my son, we're just breastfeeding. So yeah, I continued breastfeeding both of them. And in December, my daughter had her checkup. The doctor then was like, the pediatrician, she told me, oh yes, also they had RSV. My face, like I was like, excuse me? And she goes, yeah, they had RSV back in November. And that time, después de Halloween, se enfermaron los dos babies. And it turns out it was RSV. Like, no one told me anything, and pediatrician looked embarrassed, but I mean, it wasn't her fault. It was whatever. It happened. It is what it is. But my babies had RSV, so it was just like so crazy porque I had COVID, then we all got COVID in August, and then my babies got RSV in November. I'm thinking back about it now, and I get anxious thinking about it. So glad that it's over. Pero they were feeling so much better by Thanksgiving. Gosh, I'm not just gonna say all like the negative stuff, you guys, of last year, but I just feel like we went through so much last year. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's like great moments and good times that we, like, you know, obviously got out of last year, pero excuse me, last year was just a whirlwind. It was hectic. You know, my son being born, that's a whole other story too that I would love to share with you guys. But anyway, I mean, no, my son being born is like not negative, right? It's like it's definitely a highlight of last year. I'm going into December. It's my birthday month. I don't usually ever do anything for my birthday, but you guys, the end of last year was so draining. I feel like I just got pushed so far down that I was starting to just get so down on myself. And then on top of like life, you know, life just happening. And thankfully none of us got sick in December, but I was starting to reflect a lot, you know, about the whole year. It was a tough month to end the year. I felt like I couldn't concentrate. There had to be some changes that needed to be made in myself and around me, you know, and it's not like it's going to happen overnight. Everything does take time, but I wanted to start seeing some progress, and every time I feel like it was starting to go in that direction, something else would just like knock me down, you know, and I was just starting to feel so defeated. Ya no tenía ganas, like I was getting just overwhelmed, stressed. It was just a lot. And it even got to the point where like I wasn't focusing. I feel like I was just all over the place. Y luego para acabarla, this is a total my bad, because you guys, I'm a huge procrastinator. I'm a big procrastinator and I don't want to do that anymore. A lot of stuff was just catching up to me by the end of the year last year in December, and I was just starting to feel this heavy load. Then I get into a car accident, feel like I just had accident after accident, and it got to the point where I ended up just having like a breakdown, you know. It was really bad, and it was so bad, you guys. It was like, now that I'm thinking back about it, it was I feel like I needed to share this, because if you went through a lot of caca last year and you feel like something was just trying to bring you down or take you down, just please remember that there's another day and you're not your mistakes. Things will get better. Just get your mind out of those negative thoughts, you know, porque la mente está muy fuerte. Your mind is just so powerful. Whatever you make it believe, it will come to light. Whatever you keep telling yourself in your head daily, it'll stay there, and you'll just keep saying it to yourself. And honestly, just be more patient with yourself and make sure that you have people around you que are supporting you, because I mean that's the biggest thing, honestly. The whole point of this was to share what my recap of last year was and connect with a lot of you guys and share my experiences. Also share a lot of, you know, baby stuff, mom stuff, or just honestly anything. It's always nice to make a connection with somebody, like, you know, on something that you can relate to. There's been times where I'm like, am I the only one? And no, I'm not. I'm not the only one. So I just wanted to come on here and share that with you guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to follow along my journey, our journey, because it's not just myself. I mean, it's me and my 2 babies and my boyfriend on this channel. And yeah, échenle ganas, no te rindes. Have a good rest of your day. I will see you guys on the next video. Adios.